Dead everyone. So what's up? There you go. So in this video, we're going to be doing some upgrades. So stick around. So what we have here is two Duracell Ultra Pros. These are golf cart batteries. See your part number. Get the right. There we go. You can actually see that. SLIGC 125. The 20 amp hour capacity at 235. 132 minutes to 75 amps. These ones in particular got from Batteries Plus. I don't know if they're a Batteries Plus exclusive, but I know the design is used all over the place.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night, got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm screaming, okay, it's the dream. And I pray as a team, one day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me.
Alright everyone, so Murphy visited us again. I'm sure you can hear the generator in the background. We currently have no power. Obviously with this video it's talking about doing upgrades to the batteries, solar system and everything. But we were borrowing a battery, just to give us power until hooking the new batteries up. We just ended up using those for core charges, new batteries. So we got this battery here. It's big industrial. I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but I'm sure you can see there's baking soda all over it. But it ended up splitting all the way from here clear down and then down the front side over there, and it got battery acid everywhere. So we're without power right now, and if you ever get used batteries, keep an eye on that. And here's what's left here. There's a baking soda there, but it all neutralized and everything. Fortunately, it did get old. The controllers, the inverter. That controller got it the worst, but I think we got it all pretty good. So now we can put the new box in. It's gonna go right there.
They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now.
Isn't that a beautiful sight? 6 Trojan T-105s. Got what I believe is a really good deal on these. They're look like they might be discontinuing this exact model, so bought these $125 a piece plus core. So really excited about it. Lifespan supposedly 7 to 10 years. Got a 5-year warranty on Homestead. So maybe if they go bad, you get the upgraded version. Cool. got this opening right here. This is where all the wire is going to be coming through. A bunch of hole back over in here. Obviously the insulated. All the electronics are going to go over here. It's going to be a wall separating, so then the gases from here will come over here to this side. So I think put this thing together. Have the battery bank all put together. We have six volt batteries. These two batteries here connected in series. Some is the positive of one side is connected to the negative of the other. So doing that, the output here will be 12 volts. So in a sense we have a 12 volt battery across these two. This one over here is connected positive to negative. So it would be 12 volts here. So essentially a big 12 volt battery. These two here are also connected in series, positive to negative. So here, there, you will have 12 volts for this pair. You're going to have this one connected parallel with this one. So parallel is negative to negative, positive to positive. So that way, still going across here or here, either one. You have 12 volts there, 12 volts there. These two are also connected in parallel with these ones. So you have positive here, positive here, negative to negative. So you have 12 volts here, here, and here. And the way you're going to be hooking up the charge controller, the power is going to be coming in on this side, charging these two, and then it's going to be spread across these. All the usage is going to come out of these two over here. So it's actually balanced all the way across versus having both charging and discharging coming from these two batteries. These two batteries would end up seeing more usage and could potentially shorten their life. So we want to have it spread across the whole battery bank as much as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and start wiring up the charge controllers and the inverter on this side. Before everything gets fired up, I'll be putting a wall right here. The last thing you want to do is have gases from these guys go over this side, on the electronic side, and potentially cause a spark, catch everything on fire. Next day, worked late enough that the camera decided it didn't want to do the autofocus, so didn't record this last night. Everything's all wired up. We got that pair there, that pair there, that pair there, and it's all like 12 volts, 12 volts, 12 volts. And then I already explained this part here, but 12 volts there, and there, and there, and there. But we have the incoming side over here, positive and negative coming from the charge controller, battery charger. Yeah, that's it. Charge controller, battery charger. Technically it's two charge controllers, but still. And then we have the usage side, that goes out. And we have hooked up to the camper and the inverter as well. Forgive some of these wires, still have some tidying up to do. And I got some shunts here, got one there, and two down over in there. Those are going to be measuring the amperage coming in from the solar panels, amperage and voltage. These ones here are going to be measuring the output to the camper and the inverter. I am going to be putting in another set, possibly in here, but this is to measure how much power is coming from the charge controllers to the batteries. So that way I can pretty much monitor everything. Perhaps the ones between the solar panels and the controllers aren't necessary, but I'd like to keep an eye on them as well, just in case you lose a panel or something like that. But yeah, there's that part. So I'm going to go this other side here. We got the lid here, kind of in the way, so between that and the post. So as you can see, when the other battery went, that guy there got a lot of the acid on it. This is just remnants of the baking soda. I brushed it off as much as I could, but it obviously etched the metal. And this little PWM controller got it pretty good too, but it's plastic, so I didn't really get into it. I didn't really eat into the plastic housing. There's the two shunts I was telling you about. I need to figure out a way to mount these so they don't accidentally come in contact with each other. Alright, so we got 3 sets of breakers. There. These ones over here are the ones between the solar panels and the charge controllers. We got a 20 amp one here. Actually, these are all 20s because the max amperage even on the big 500 watt pair of panels is only going to be 17 amps maybe, and that's open circuit. That's as high as it'll go ever. So I got 3 of these. This first one is the 500 watt panels. This one's for the 200 watt panels, and this one I put in here because we're going to be getting another charge controller that hopefully will fit in here. But that'll be for the 250 watt panel. Same thing with this one. That's also for the other charge controller. But this set here is going from the charge controllers to the batteries. That's where these shunts are. And you got 2 40s and a 20. And 40 amps because it's Renogy 40 amps. Hopefully this will work out and I don't have to get a 50 amp, but we might find out soon enough. But 2 40s, this one's for the Renogy here, and a 20, which I might end up having to upgrade that one, because I found out with this controller, reading the back, it is a 30 amp controller and it can handle 400 watts. So right now it's only 200 watts, so I think we're safe with this. Obviously we'll find out. It's never blown a fuse or anything, 20 amp fuse, so hopefully that'll work out just fine. And then finally you have the outputs. You have a 20 amp here, which goes to the 12 volt system in the camper. The amount of power we use is total at one time, everything maybe 15 amps. So 20 amps is plenty. And then we got a 40 amp that goes to the inverter, which has two 20 amp fuses on it. So that's how I sized that one. And it's only a 750 watt. We are going to be getting a new one, and this one will become a backup one. I think we're going to do 1,000 watts, maybe, depending on the price difference between 750 and 1,000. But if that 1,000 watt takes too much more power, we'll have to upgrade that breaker as well. Which, even then, the most we've ever pulled from this thing is maybe 12 amps at a time. So you never know. But if you have more power, you have a tendency to want to use it. And obviously have a wall in between these two, because when these things start charging, you give off gases. You don't want the gases to go to this side, because there's potential for sparking, and that's very bad when you get those gases and sparks. Alright, so the next project for here is I have the lid here. This here is an insulated panel will go over the top. Everything will probably be mounted on this. But get this panel up here. I do have a fan, which I will probably put on this side, because these guys need airflow. I think technically you're supposed to have more than just, you know, a couple inches above and below. Which down below we have maybe 3 inches. Up above, this is going to be kind of open, so that's plenty. But I'll probably put a fan blowing down, probably in this area here, so it'll feed this charge controller with air and this other one. Yeah. Something else that's important: grounding. I have this guy grounded. This guy does not have a ground terminal on it, a ground post, and for some weird reason the inverter doesn't either. But since we're going to get a new one, I made a little loop of the ground wire going up so that I can attach it, and I've got this little loop here so we can attach it to this charge controller. I really hope I can fit that thing in here. I'll probably have to scoot all these over, move all these guys here over, and then put it up here. But anyways, for grounding, you got that. It goes out there through a hole I made. We'll have to make a couple more holes, because we've got these wires here, those wires up there, plus the wires for the meters. I'm gonna have to get holes for those guys as well. Hold on a second. Now this is something I haven't shown you. I went through and decided it'd be safe to ground everything. First reason was you have an antenna clear up there. It is definitely the tallest thing in this field. So if we get hit by lightning, you don't want anything bad to happen. That's propane. But I went through. Grounding wire, this contains all the wires in here, which, to be honest, I'm probably not going to keep this. We've got another set of wires going through. We've got a charge controller gets here. Electrician friends. Tristan's friend come by. Just double check, because when we build the house, everyone's going to need to be you got this plate, you have the grounding rod. According to code, you need to have 2 points of ground. So the rod and the plate, fine, that's 2 points. And the distance you need to put it in the ground from each other, according to this area, it could be different in your area. But basically, the plates are like a 4-foot radius. So if you have the 2 plates, you need to have 4-foot radius around this one and a 4-foot radius around another one. So the 2 radiuses touch, so basically 8 feet apart for those 2. The grounding rod needs to have 8 feet around it. So 8 feet over there, 8 feet on another one. So you'd have to have 16 feet between the 2 rods. So with that rod and this plate, I split the difference and they're 12 feet apart. The guy signed off on it just fine. So we got that. And we got this other wire here. We're just going up to the panels. So all the panels are going to be grounded. And this guy here is probably going to go away. Maybe. We'll see. Right now, because of the battery popping, this thing might just stay here for now. The original plan was to put this and that other battery in the pickup camper, which is kind of our guest house. But that thing popped and we don't have another battery right now. We're taking a trip to the dump here pretty soon, so maybe I'll browse around there and see if there's a used battery that we can just hook this guy up to. It's only 15 watts, but the amount of power that's used over there is going to be almost nothing. Pump for a couple of minutes and maybe a couple of LED lights. Anyways, I gotta get started on those meters. Well, there you have this section of the video. We'll go ahead and call it quits for this one. I know it's going to run long anyways. Got the lid over top of this thing. All reclaimed materials. Got some good venting up in here. Alongside there. Pretty much all around this piece of insulation. Batteries are over on this side, obviously. All the charging's over on this side, separated. You have one more charge controller that's going to go here. Once this is in, all the wires are run, then this is going to get sealed up all the way around. Even on top, I have like a foam gasket that'll go around the whole thing, just to try to keep the fumes from the batteries going over here. After that, I have to label all of these because I've already pretty much forgotten, which one's which. I mean, I have a good idea. I mean, these are from the charge controllers to the batteries. These are from the solar panels to the charge controllers, and these are to the loads. One's to the inverter and one's to the camper itself, the 12 volt. I don't know which one's which. Oh, here's a little guy. Go away. And got the battery charger in there, a little 15 amp one. Haven't had to use it. It's kind of cloudy today, but got a little fan here. Got to situate it. You're supposed to have some space above and below the charge controller for the fins, so that you have airflow. But I don't have that much space down below, so I got the fan down there blowing. When I finish this up, I'll be sure to mount that correctly. And got another meter in here. Got another fan. another fan to go below this charge controller. Did have to upgrade the inverter. With a pure sine wave one, we got ourselves a freezer. Now that we have this much battery power capacity, we can actually run a little freezer. But the Schumacher modified sine wave inverter wouldn't run it, so we had to get a pure sine wave. This is 1,000 watt. You know, should be plenty for that and anything we need to use right now. From a company called Tack On, or Power Tack On. I don't know how much I like this yet. I mean, it works. I haven't pushed it to see if it'll actually do 1,000 watts. You know, I've run it I run the sander on it with the freezer. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put it up. I think it's in this corner. I'll just, you know, run the sander on this little inverter. I haven't really done a whole lot else. But anyways, we'll go ahead and call this good for now. We'll continue on with the rest of the install in the next video. I did realize what I did wrong over here as far as the wiring goes. It's getting fixed. And I did state that all the charging was going in on this side and all the power coming off is going on that side. That is not really an ideal situation. It could lessen the lifespan of these batteries. The best way to do it is have the positive on one side of the bank, the negative on the other. Ooh, the guy landed on me. Positive one side, negative the other, and you know, negative and positive. You know, just basically crossing it for charging and then draining, so that way everything is charged evenly and draining evenly. So anyways, there's this section of the video. Stay tuned for the freaking wasps. Sorry guys. Yeah, we'll see you next time. Until then, keep kicking up dust.